Hello and welcome to my reaction commentary video for The Boys Season 3, Episode 3. Let's get to it.
Is he chasing a rekindled passion with Starlight?
Okay, you do know that I have a boyfriend, right?
Love triangles? They generate a 47% surge in trending topics on social platforms.
Fans will ship.
What do you think of our second choice?
Moonshadow.
She's body positive, but not too body positive.
Okay, that's also horrifying, but I'm thinking Silver Kincaid.
But she's from Afghan.
She's from England.
There.
And she has the highest rescue stats of any of the finalists, and she's a UNICEF ambassador. She's the most qualified.
We have the gang back together. Frenchie, Kimiko, Huey, and Butcher. Gang's back together, which seemed inevitable. It's a shame can't be happy with his family, but at the same time it's nice to have him because he's a cool character and he's actually one of the nice characters and likable, unlike a lot of the other guys. Kimiko is definitely getting better. She was never exactly unlikable, but she was very brutal, and animal's not the word I'd use, but she was very traumatized. There we go. And that made her more of a reactive character, and that's sort of where I'm going with the animal thing. She wasn't like an animal, but she was more of a reactionary type character, and that's a lot basically how animals operate, with instinct. Then we have Starlight. There was a moment where they showed us a flashback. We already know all this, but her mother was a hard ass who would make her do talent shows and crap, get her in the spotlight, because everything that ever happened was she was given Compound V as a baby for money, and then trying to make her be the next one in the seven. Her mom was very ambitious, not a good mother at all. Which is kind of amazing that Starlight has turned out as well as she has. Now, Starlight has done some things. I think it was last season where she straight up murdered an innocent man. But we're just pretending that didn't happen now, I guess. I haven't forgotten because I was effed up. And Butcher was even like, good job. It was terrible. And we have Starlight dealing with love triangles and race and beliefs, and that's what everyone's into, and it can affect your rating. Speaking of rating, guess whose rating went up? Homelander's. The general public, at least in certain areas of the country, liked what he had to say, like I did, because I was glad someone was finally honest and just telling it like it is. And of course, he got off on hearing praise, and he was praised by Ashley Chick, who I think she's PR or something like that. He's in a better mood, potentially, although I don't know how long that'll last. Ooh, and then the other thing that happened was Starlight tried to warn that guy she used to know, whose name and superhero name is escaping me right now, but he was the boy band guy. Yeah, she tried to warn him. Homelander is a straight up murderer. Everyone in the Seven are terrible people. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be on their radar. And she's not wrong. Vought is the true villain, not these heroes, as far as I'm concerned. Because, yeah, they're not good people, but Vought either made them that way or turned them into it eventually. Even Starlight started to go that way at first, when she first became disillusioned.
Butcher said you have powers. Me too. Do you like yours? Do you ever get scared of them? Me too. Yeah. Me too.
The main group goes to see Grace, Mallory. She moved elsewhere because they realized that Edgar always knew. Edgar, who works for Vought, or is Vought basically at this point, always knew where he was since Huey's boss knew. And now that they know Huey's boss works for Vought, and they also questioned her about her mission, which we get to see a flashback, and they show Soldier Boy and a whole bunch of other heroes, including Black Noir, way back when she was young, and in the military or CIA, working on foreign land. I already forget where they said. Somewhere foreign. Yeah, I know. That's helpful. You don't really need to know. I'm sure the location doesn't matter. So, generic foreign country might as well be the title. And I like the moment between Kimiko and. Okay, well, I'm bad with names. Butcher's wife's son, Homelander's son. Kimiko and him have a nice moment. They're two people who are. One was born with powers, one was given powers, as most people are when they're young, and they hate their powers. They wish they were normal. And it was just a nice conversation to have between them. It says a lot about them without having to say a lot. With the flashback, there is a young Edgar as well, and a young Black Noir, who we actually see the face of. Although we already saw the lower half of the face, so we sort of saw him. And he doesn't want to wear a mask, and as we know, he wears a mask and doesn't talk later. He's fine. I have to say, though, Black Noir now seems less cool and dangerous now that we've seen him as just a regular dude when he's younger. I suppose it makes sense he would be a regular person when he was younger. But I don't know, at the same time, he seemed almost like Kimiko type level of cool, and now that's gone. But it's fine. It doesn't diminish my enjoyment. It's just sort of disappointing, I guess. It's slightly. It just takes away from the mystique of Black Noir.
I mean, sure, I'll lose everything, but then I'll have nothing to lose. First, I'll take out the nerve centers. The White House, the Pentagon. Then any domestic defense capabilities, and then critical infrastructure, like cellular, internet, that kind of thing. And then, well, I think then, I'll just wipe New York off the map. For fun.
I feel like I should have seen it coming. I did not see it coming. Starlight feels like she has full power to decide who will be the next person to become a member of the Seven. When she's talking to Homelander, he says he's got an idea for a candidate, and I did not see it coming. The Deep. He's like, let's bring back the Deep. Of course he'd pick the guy who raped Starlight, coerced her into oral sex. I should have seen it coming. Since obviously she's ticked, she tries to use the video on him, remind him that they have that blackmail, and that's why they've had this year of Homelander not killing them all, and her getting back into the Seven as well by using that blackmail. And he's like, screw it, release it. Because here's the danger. I already thought, Homelander would really give in to blackmail like that? Really? Maybe. But this guy has gotten time to think about it. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Sure, he'd lose what keeps him at bay. Popularity. People liking him. That's what keeps him from becoming a world threat. But if everyone hated him, if everyone didn't want him around anymore, he's right. He's got nothing to lose. Why not just kill whoever he wants, destroy whatever city or place he wants? I knew the other shoe would drop eventually, and I knew, well, blackmail never works for long, because Homelander and people like him are stronger. Sure, there's a society in place right now. As far as I understand it, most of them can't really be killed very easily. It would take other people's superpowers, or I don't really know how bombs rank with them. It probably depends on your power, but maybe not, because Starlight's power is just this weird light thing, but she also has super strength and better invulnerability, just like all the others. I suppose if they all decide to team up and become in charge of the world, what would regular people be able to do, right?
They killed Soldier Boy.
What? Who?
The Russians. They had some kind of gun or weapon or something.
That's impossible.
No, we saw it. We saw it. They took his body.
He who fights monsters does not end with, you should just go ahead and become a monster. This is not gonna go well. You do not stoop to the level of the bad people around you. It will only make things worse. Nothing can ever get better by committing evil acts. This is gonna blow up in their faces. Predictably. I also did not realize he did not tell Huey didn't tell Starlight he was going back to Butcher. I'm not sure why they're not communicating. Guess all is not well in paradise after all. Butcher is having difficulties because he's hiding it from everyone, but he's feeling sick. His laser eyes came back temporarily. Something's going on. Forgot to mention earlier, Frenchie's back dealing with the more unsavory people in his life. He is into drugs and the wrong crowd, so to speak, and that's coming back into the picture for him. That's what happens when you meet up with someone and I think he gave her money. Never a good idea. You don't owe these people anything. But I don't know what their relationship was. Maybe there's something there. I'm not really interested in what's going on. It feels extra, but I don't know enough about it yet to judge, so we'll see. The past fight was kind of confusing, but if I'm following it correctly, then what happened was the enemy spotted them, attacked, and the Soups helped, but by helping, they were also slaughtering without distinguishing enemy from friend. So they were killing her people too, if I'm following that right.
Deep, welcome home, brother.
Here, here.
Oh, thanks, Homelander. This literally means everything to me. So.
To us.
To us.
Ah, here we are.
Ooh.
Excellent. Okay. You're back in the big leagues, buddy.
I'm hungry.
Butcher goes right back to being the a-hole he is to the kid. Mallory called him out on the fact that he pretends like he's doing it for his dead wife and her kid, but everything he does against the Soups is for him. It's never been about them. And as far as I know, that's true, because I think that was even one of the reasons his wife and him were pretty strained when she died/disappeared, I think, if I'm remembering season 1 correctly. Butcher is ticked at her because she potentially knew about a weapon that killed Soldier Boy all those years ago, and she didn't tell them, even though we all know there's no way he's dead. So it was probably just something that can maybe neutralize a Soup long enough that they were able to capture him. I'm sure it'll be revealed later. I wasn't expecting them to wait this long to get to Soldier Boy in the present. We haven't yet, but I'm kind of glad they did, because it leaves me guessing, like, where will this go next? The Deep is officially in the 7, looks like, as Homelander is mostly back in charge. They're having seafood to celebrate, which a lot of people do have when they're celebrating, because that tends to be a more expensive item. And of course, the Deep can understand creatures and things that are from the water, so he's quite traumatized. And the funny thing is, this is one of those things where it could 100% be Homelander being an asshole, but I get the idea that it's just Homelander being a thoughtless asshole, where he doesn't even think about the fact that Deep can communicate with sea creatures and has a bond with them and all of that.
Well, it's been quite a long road for all of you. You've shown us the best of what heroes can be. Now, Deep, I gotta say, I am, well, frankly, I'm moved and inspired that Starlight here has chosen to forgive you.
I accept your apology, Deep. You deserve a second chance.
Thank you, Starlight.
It's time we let the world know. Starlight and I are in love. Hashtag Homelight.
Cut! Incredible!
This episode just brought it home at the end. Between Butcher having side effects, being sick all the time, and all that from taking the Compound V, he puked in Huey's face. Lovely. And it wasn't just regular vomit, it looked green. Then we have the show, and of course we knew Supersonic would end up on the 7 and the Deep. But what we didn't know, Homelander has told everyone that he and Starlight are together now. He is definitely snatching control back, and he knows exactly how to become popular. He became unpopular by dating the wrong woman, so now he's gonna date the popular woman, right? Homelander is absolutely a delight. I know he's a terrible person, but dang, is he fun to watch. The actor plays him so well. Even without that ending, as you saw with my rating, it's still a 10. The episodes have just been going really well for me. I've enjoyed all of them. I think it was only the first one that had me going, really? Do we really need all of this gross out gore and nudity and stuff? All three have been good. I really enjoy them. I love them. Tens. Let's hope the show can keep the momentum. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, the last season had me for the first 3 episodes. I think it was the fourth one that had the whale with the deep. If that's true, then 4 is where it lost me last season. So 4 could be where it loses me this season. But I don't think so. I got a good feeling about this. So I'm optimistic. That's the episode. Thank you for watching. And remember to stay entertained.